A new report has revealed the secret panic within the Republican Party over the impending release of the Epstein files. And this time, there's a twist that ensnares more than just Epstein's former bestie, Donald Trump. And suddenly, all of the political maneuverings of the past month, or lack of political maneuverings as the case may be, make a lot more sense. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. The past week or so has relegated the ongoing saga of the Epstein files to secondary status. As Trump's tariffs went before the Supreme Court, the government shutdown became the longest in American history, and Republicans got their pimply behinds handed to them in special elections on Tuesday. Not that I'm gloating or anything. Moving on. But that's not to say the files have faded completely. During her appearance on The View earlier this week, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene again called for the release of the files.
Because if President Trump is not implicated in there, what is exactly being protected here?
I have no idea, but it seems like very rich and powerful men are being protected. This has been a failure across administrations. It's not just this one. It was the Biden administration, then the Trump administration, then the Obama administration. It should have, all across, spanning this history, should have been released.
Okay, so forgetting Greene's little flub there about the Obama administration, the Epstein files as we know them really came into existence around 2019 when Epstein was arrested on sex trafficking charges. Apart from that flub, Greene has become a voice of reason on this issue. And if that frightens you, congratulations, that just means you still have a pulse. And that says nothing of the wild twist coming. So stick around. Greene also alludes to the inaction on the part of the House, namely that House Speaker Mike Flaccid Johnson has kept the House in recess now for more than a month, all to avoid seating Congresswoman Adelaida Grijalva, who has vowed to be the deciding vote to release the Epstein files to the public in full. Late last week, Epstein survivor Liz Stein called out Flaccid Johnson's inaction, accusing him of keeping the House in recess to protect the Epstein files.
Speaker Johnson has said this delay has nothing to do with the Epstein files, but is just because the government is shut down. What do you make of that argument?
Well, I think that it's interesting to consider the fact that Representative Grijalva could be sworn in during a pro forma session, and that hasn't happened. There have been pro forma sessions every few days since the government shut down, and we have seen this used before earlier in the year to swear in other representatives. So it is within their power to do that during the shutdown.
For the record, Johnson continues to deny that the Epstein files have anything at all to do with the government shutdown. For more on that mess and how Johnson's gaslighting the American public looks ever more pathetic, see our other videos here on the channel. For the moment, we turn to a new report by veteran political journalist David Shuster. Shuster is, for the record, a former writer for CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News, so someone with a storied pedigree that runs the political spectrum. Taking to Twitter last night, Shuster made a bombshell claim that multiple members of Congress have already seen the full unredacted versions of the Epstein files. Worse, what those witnesses found there, especially details involving Donald Trump, are worse than have been reported. In a series of tweets, Shuster writes, quote, "A few GOP House members say they've heard from the FBI Department of Justice contacts that the Epstein files, with copies in different agencies, are worse than Michael Wolff's description of Epstein photos showing Trump with half-naked teenage girls. Speculation/rumors sweeping through GOP caucus. This is apparently adding to the expectation that once Representative Grijalva is sworn in and signs the Massey discharge petition, triggering a House vote 7 legislative days later, more than 100 Republicans will vote with all the Democrats to release the files to get in front of what's coming," close quote. In the same series of tweets, Shuster also goes on to claim that Attorney General Pam Bondi's disastrous testimony before the Senate several weeks ago is further fueling anxiety. You may recall that Senator Sheldon Whitehouse asked Bondi point blank if the FBI has the alleged photos described by Wolff or if Bondi has seen them, and she would not answer the question, which sounds an awful lot like an admission to me. But this can't go on forever. Eventually, Speaker Tiny Johnson will have to reconvene the House and seat Adelaida Grijalva, at which point the Epstein petition vote will transpire. And when it does pass, possibly by a margin much larger than predicted, the Department of Justice will have 7 days to release the files. So, get comfortable, folks. The Epstein clock is just a few minutes to midnight. And when that bell tolls, just who will it toll for? Stay tuned and subscribe to our channel to stay up to date. This is Occupy Democrats.